Now, though UNC and Chapel Hill were treated quite civilly, the outlying areas fared much worse, especially south and west of town. Away from town and campus, foragers stripped outlying farms. Some were Confederates, veterans of Lee's army as they made their way home. For women in town, the first days of occupation conjured up fear of their enemies. Then followed open disdain. For example, Miss Eleanor Swain, the university president's daughter, expressed her Southern sentiment when she performed for Union ears "Maryland, My Maryland," the tune Old Tannenbaum. Her adapted lyrics went, "Atkins boys are marching through. Hide your mules, oh, hide your mules." And then, if Charles Millette didn't have enough to worry about, some of those very same ladies moved from fear and disdain to downright fraternization with the enemy. As he put it, and his sentiment was shared by many, "I feel conquered, but not subdued. Might has overcome right, and my thoughts and feelings are the same and will go down with me to the grave." With enough townspeople sharing this sentiment, Michigan cavalryman William Stevens called Chapel Hill one of the rankest rebel towns he had seen. Yet, curiously, he also found its people very pleasant and the town beautiful. He even thought the village, to quote him, was more like a home than any place I have been in the South. He went on to say that he thought the university buildings finer than those back in Ann Arbor, and confessed, "I don't know, but I could lose my heart if we were to remain here long enough, though it is a pretty hard thing for an old bachelor like myself to lose." Well, another bachelor in town found it wasn't quite that hard. It was 28-year-old Brevet Brigadier General Smith D. Atkins, and it happened April the 19th when he dropped by President Swain's home for a social call. During the visit, Swain wanted to show the Union General Lord Charles Cornwallis's letter book, and entering an adjoining room, asked his daughter, Eleanor, to retrieve the volume. She glided in with it, and with her head thrown back in contempt. That is, until her eyes met Atkins. The mutual attraction was instant. In short order, Atkins was back as much as duty allowed. Their courtship caused Swain and his wife, as he put it, as much uneasiness and apprehension as anything short of death in the family could have done. Swain checked up on Atkins, found that he was a well-mannered newspaper editor and capable lawyer who had a successful practice in Freeport, Illinois. Still, their budding romance was unbelievable scandal. Town curmudgeon Charles Millette was disgusted, and for him and others it grew worse when she accepted a riding horse that everyone thought had to have been stolen. The ill will was not only from the Southern perspective. Atkins' old unit, the 92nd Illinois Mounted, struggled with the romance. One evening, the unit's band called on Atkins at his headquarters, and finding he was not there, found him, of course, at Swain's home. The band serenaded the general and his lady and called for a speech. He stepped out on the porch and began, "Soldiers, I am making a speech to a young lady here tonight, and I have no eloquence to waste. She requires it all." He then ordered them back to their camp. When Atkins left town May the 3rd, Miss Ellie announced her engagement to him. Her parents protested, but she reminded them she was over 21 and free to make her own decisions. On August the 23rd of that year, they were married in Chapel Hill, despite the fact that invitations were spat upon. Irate students rang the bell atop one of the university's buildings throughout the ceremony, and for a total of 3 hours, and afterwards hanged President Swain and General Atkins in effigy.